Whatever, it's been a couple weeks. How's it back being back?
Yeah, things are great. Certainly some new faces. Facilities look a lot different, but I think the culture of this place has remained intact. The players are extremely eager, extremely hardworking, and it's great to be back.
Now that you've had a little more time to dive into film and look at who you have with your offense, pretty exciting?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I think there's a ton of flexibility. Certainly in different positions. Some guys who have a lot of versatility, certainly in the backfield. Just a good group up front, receiver position, 2 tight ends. There's just a really good group that I think we're excited to get working with.
I know you kind of hinted that you thought George would be back when we first talked to you, whenever that was, but what to have George officially back, what's that do for that backfield?
I think from a experience standpoint, for sure, from a playmaker standpoint, for sure, but I think for George, my take on it just being back now for about a month is the leadership thing. It's a guy who's been there, he's done it, he knows what it takes, and so although we are extremely excited to get him back on the field and rolling, that's just a guy from a difference maker from a culture standpoint that shows up.
How much we keep hearing we're installing the new offense, new terminology and all this, how different is it going to be from what fans and media and everybody saw last year?
Yeah, we'll get a good taste of that. Again, you come into a new place. I think it's always important early on that you evaluate what they did really well. Those are things that, although might be a little bit new to the coordinator, are concepts that the players have been repping and repping and repping. And so I think that's certainly step one. And then you're looking to get a good mixture of the places you've been and the things you've done to really add to that. And so I think it'll be similar, but we feel there'll be plenty of wrinkles as well.
Potentially 9 starters back on offense. I mean, the defense kind of had more holes to plug. I mean, in terms of recruiting or whatever, how did you kind of look at the signing day, and if you needed to get any the line maybe, or where did you see where you're trying to get some quick upgrades?
Yeah, I think that would have been it. The offensive line obviously can't have enough depth up front, but we really just I think this program is still a developmental program, and there's still a beauty for us in recruiting the high school players, and we really felt we went out and got some good ones.
Beresford played right tackle last year. Is he going to move over to left, or what's the plan for him?
Yeah, we're again, that's a guy who's got that type of position flexibility, and so we just the biggest thing with probably us up front is just getting healthy. We got some guys that are working hard towards doing that, but certainly a bunch of flexibility at the tackle position, and we hope that multiple guards can play different sides as well.
How is your relationship with Talon going, and what now that you're getting to learn more about him and be close with him, what do you think of Talon?
Yeah, it's hard probably not to have a good relationship with that kid. I mean, he's just a super well-liked guy. Does what he's supposed to be, where he's supposed to be, when he's supposed to. Always has a smile on his face. So, you hear a lot about him as a player, and you're certainly excited to coach him for those reasons. But again, going back to from a leadership standpoint, just a guy that we're really excited about.
What the rest of the offensive staff, have you kind of gelled with them?
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously known Nate Potter for a long time and been super impressed with just being around him. Matt Miller, somebody that I've always stayed in contact with in the coaching ranks. Tim Keen's a guy that, been in a similar network and have known him. And so from top to bottom, we're really excited. Jimmy Montgomery is a guy we just hired. And going through that process, we're certainly excited there. So I think it's a great group and excited to get going.
So what's on your plate for the next month till spring ball starts?
Yeah, just a lot of what we call self-scout in the coaching world, and installation process and dotting your I's, crossing your T's. Again, just making sure, we don't necessarily just go out there and practice. There's certainly a lot of preparation that goes involved with that. What plays, what personnel groups, what formations, really diving into that, as well as recruiting in this month.